I'm Christopher Zweig, and today on CJ at the Movies, I review Senior, the documentary on Robert Downey Jr.'s father, the made-for-Hulu teen paranormal comedy Darby and the Dead, the South Korean drama Return to Seoul, the Will Smith drama Emancipation, and yes, I said Will Smith despite the controversy, sorry not sorry for reviewing it, and the new psychological thriller Nanny. Let's take a look. Our first movie is Senior, which is about Robert Downey Jr., the father of Robert Downey Jr., who was also an actor and filmmaker. This documentary focuses on his life when he made a name for himself in the indie film circuit up to his death from Parkinson's. This has its own meanings on the words independent films and family.
So many people, they know Robert Downey Jr., but they don't know Robert Downey Sr.
He's a talented underground filmmaker named Robert Downey.
So what do we want to talk about?
Everything.
Oh, boy.
I'm very interested in who my dad is just in the here and now. No one knows the hour and the day. We never know how much time we have with each other.
So who is this guy?
I'll never know.
Netflix has the good sense to buy Senior because of how the streaming service presents documentaries that are about people and their challenges in life. Director Chris Smith presents this stock with enough love and nostalgia to keep moviegoers of independent cinemas involved. When father and son stories are about love and spirit, it's uplifting. And when it's between Robert Downey Sr. and Robert Downey Jr., it's no different. It's still emotional and truthful. Next up, we have Darby and the Dead, a Hulu teen comedy about a high school girl named Darby who acts as a counselor for ghosts with unfinished business. The reason she can see them is because of a near-death experience. Riley Downs plays Darby, and her latest client is her ex-childhood friend turned popular rival who dies in a flat iron accident. She's played by Auli'i Cravalho, the voice of Moana.
Wake up, bitch.
Oh, God damn it.
What are you doing here?
My sweet 17 is coming up in a month. All I want is this party. Help me. Then I'll move on.
In what world do you think I can throw your dream party?
In a world where I make you popular enough to do it.
That idea sounds stupid, but it's the only way for the rival to move on, and the rest of the film has her making Darby popular. This ghost obviously hasn't seen ghost movies as she tries to talk to Darby during class, and she decides to make her life a living hell.
This is criminal bullying!
I think it's criminally good haunting.
There are other ghosts who deserve more credit than this enemy does, and Downs does some good work as the lead, but Darby and the Dead seems more interested in how this ghost tries to make this ghost whisperer look popular for her own benefits than it does on how Darby could use some life lessons. It's basically the same thing happening over and over again, so skip it. Return to Seoul is a different Korean film. It regards a young French-Korean woman named Freddie, played wonderfully by Jae-min Park, who speaks French and a little English but not Korean because she was put up for adoption and has lived in France her whole life. When she returns to Seoul, South Korea, to find her biological parents, she has a friend who speaks French and becomes her interpreter throughout her country's native language.
C'est ta mère?
Biologique, je pense, oui.
Tu vas essayer de retrouver tes parents? Pourquoi non?
Mais je suis française.
T'es aussi un peu coréenne.
She's able to meet her father, but not her mother, at least not at this moment, and during the course of the next few years, she takes up a job in international counseling and begins a few relationships.
What is your job?
미실 팔아요.
La James Bond girl.
Et je me suis toujours posé la même question le jour de mon anniversaire. Est-ce que ma mère a une pensée pour moi?
Writer Davy Chow never settles for anything tedious or routine to cater to American audiences. He provides unpredictable and patient elements that don't make things light or simple. This reunion between the adoptee and her parents could take years to process or even meet, and that's why we have her career and relationships to hold her at bay until she can find herself again. Return to Seoul couldn't be more original. One of the most talked about movies of the season has to be Emancipation, which has been given an awards season opportunity despite the controversy of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars, which banned him for years. I think we should move on from that because Smith is not an evil person. In fact, he isn't all self-congratulatory about his new film, which is far from 12 Years a Slave, but is still a decent action film in which he plays a runaway slave who heads north for help just as the Emancipation Proclamation was kicking in during the Civil War.
I must get to my family.
What if you don't come back?
Your papa is going to be back. Do not ever stop believing that.
Emancipation, directed by Antoine Fuqua, glamorizes the subject matter a bit, but it still keeps us watching, especially with its villain, played by Ben Foster, who is willing to track down the slave. And I still think Smith deserves another chance. When I wrote my review of this film, readers actually agreed with me on it. Suck it up and see this movie. And our last movie is Nanny, an attractive but overblown movie that stars Anna Diop as an undocumented immigrant nanny who adapts to life in New York City while waiting for her little boy to come to the States. In the meantime, she gets hired by workaholic Michelle Monaghan to take care of her little girl in the Upper East Side. But this isn't the plain and simple nanny story moviegoers are used to. It's a psychological thriller as this nanny begins to see a number of bizarre images, ones that could affect her chances of raising her child in this country.
Do not ignore the signs.
Nanny is a strange and well-acted film thanks to the leading lady and the direction from short filmmaker Nikakaya Tujusu, but it loses the atmosphere and has us wondering where all this is going. It should have been given more depth to the story and less on the fantasies. That is, if they were really fantasies. A mixed review, but thumbs down for me. Okay, to recap the show, thumbs up for Senior, thumbs down for Darby and the Dead, thumbs up for Return to Seoul, thumbs up for Emancipation, and thumbs down for Nanny. Well, those are the movies I'm reviewing today. I'm Christopher Zweig. Happy holidays, and I'll see you at the movies. For more amazing content, please like and subscribe to my channels, and please read my reviews at cjatthemovies.com and download the new HD Radio app.